Last podcast on the left is all about the facts. So when Southern New Hampshire University came on as a sponsor, it was time to do some research. Turns out they offer more than 200 online degree programs, and get this, criminal justice and psychology are some of the most popular. Classes have no set meeting times, and tuition rates are some of the lowest in the U.S. Want to learn even more about SNHU? Visit snhu.edu/last. Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have trusted Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. Just tell Progressive what you want to pay, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Visit Progressive.com to find a car insurance rate that works for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories. Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I learned 3 things on my tiny vacation.
Okay.
This weekend I learned 3 things. Number 1, I met Pele.
You met
the mountain god, not the soccer star.
Really?
I think he's dead.
He might be dead.
No, he's alive. I think.
Is he
I think
really?
we've already had this talk.
Alive and kicking.
But Pele, the mountain god, who is not friendly but loves berries.
Okay. Do you want to tell the audience where you were?
I will tell the story. I was in Hawaii.
Hawaii, okay.
You can tell it because you have the apostrophe. It's
Okay.
a Hawaii.
Cool.
And we went on was supposed to be a driving tour, and it wasn't.
No, you climbed an entire mountain.
6,000-foot volcano
Woo!
crater.
Wow.
With a 2-foot-long rim around the side of it. We were fooled into it by by a tour guide.
Yeah.
Who said it said a driving tour, and we're like, oh, driving tour. He
Sure.
said, I have my little party boy shorts on.
I see what you're wearing
I'm
now.
wearing the same exact outfit that I was. And then he handed us hiking sticks.
Wow. So Henry is wearing short shorts, a Hellraiser t-shirt, and definitely shoes that are not made for climbing a mountain. I think he saw you as a mark and really wanted to torture you because he knew you were Polish, but he also knew you were desperate to impress your wife.
I had to do whatever she did.
Absolutely.
And guess what? We went
She
up to
can hike.
She really can.
Yes.
And we got to the rim. It's this 2-foot wide rim, 6,000 foot drop on either side. I have never experienced fear like this before.
Dude, I'm scared for you.
It was my fear. But then, did we eat some pork?
Oh, isn't that nice?
Number 2, I learned about how much I love pork again.
Okay.
Always fall in love. It's like renewing your vows.
Yeah.
But with pork.
Sure.
Because pigs are an invasive species on Hawaii.
Is that right?
So you gotta kill as many of them as you physically can.
Because I've had a lot of issues. We're going to get to the start of the show here in a second.
will.
I've had a lot of issues with eating the pork because I am in love with my potbelly pigs. I follow them on Instagram. I kind of want a pig friend and a pig in my home forever, but it's hard to avoid eating the pig, isn't it?
So tasty. You know what's the 3rd thing I learned?
What?
Phosphorus makes your blood think.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Side Stories. I am Ben, hanging out with the newly vacationed, yet somehow more stressed out Henry Zabrowski. Always more. Well, I'm so happy you survived your mountain climb. I can't believe this person took you on a mountain hiking trip. He looked at you. He laughed. His name was Taj, a white fella from North Carolina?
He was from North Carolina, but by this point, he's become full Hawaiian. His name's Taj. I want to say his last name was Pineapple. He played the nose flute for us. That was incredible. He also learned a thing where the ancient Hawaiian greeting is that the breath of the nose is pure.
No, I don't think so.
The breath of the nose is pure because a man lies with his mouth breath. And a man also gets sick with the mouth breath. Yeah. Right? It passes, the lies and deceit come from the mouth. But the nose is always honest, pure air. So what you're supposed to do, when you meet another Hawaiian, back in the day, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correct. But if you meet another Hawaiian, you are supposed to stick your nose. Your noses are supposed to come together.
Are you lying?
No, I am not. You're supposed to breathe in each other's nose airs because that's your most pure air. And then they call us, I think it was Hawaii, right? Because Wowly is what they call us, which technically is sort of a slur for white people.
Really?
But not really. It's eased up. But they say that because that's without nose breath. That's what that thing means, because we like to shake hands.
I have no idea if you're telling me the truth or not.
Taj could have said anything to us.
I think Taj lied to you, and I'm not even lying. I think he was trying to have sex with your wife. It is very,
we were all
very
too
possible.
scared to have sex. We were all too scared for sex, and we were up there, man, for a while, dude. Well, and it wasn't. I'm going to write my one-man show about this.
I can't wait to see it at the local Movieplex. I have no idea. Well,
and think about thinking. You know what that was?
What?
A new story from a new place.
Wow.
We're going places.
Man, and yet it was just so exciting the way that you told it. Well, speaking of hiking, wasn't there a cult leader found dead in the woods recently?
Dead in a hotel room.
Dead in a hotel room? What the hell is this story? So I tried to follow this cult leader story, and I have to say, they're getting a little passé. Is everyone a freaking cult leader all of a sudden? How many cults are out there? I found out about this chick. She seems like a total psychopath, and there was like 10 people that followed her.
This shit was hack as fuck.
It really was.
It's hacky. It's a little boutique cult that was completely based upon Heaven's Gate, mixed with goop, mixed with vodka. Because this woman is a cult leader of a group called Love Has Won. Her name was Amy Carlson, but she was found in Saguache County, Colorado. This comes from OzarksFirst.com.
Whoa!
And you always want to get in there first on the Ozarks, because otherwise, Sloppy Ozark Seconds is not a good website to look at.
Ozark Second, it sounds like a fantastic dessert, but it is not. It sounds also like a horrible, horrible Christmas.
So 7 people with suspected ties to the Love As One cult are facing charges after the body of their religious group's leader was found at a home in Colorado. Amy Carlson was this leader. Now, if you look up Love Has Won, first of all, there's an interesting... in its way, it's in its own Vice way. There's an interesting micro documentary about Love Has Won that basically shows that the cult, what they do is, we're just going to go ahead and call them a cult because they are.
That's what they want to be anyway, so we'll just give them what they want.
That's the worst part about cults nowadays is all the new cults are post-modern cults. So everybody has to acknowledge, you're like, yeah, we're a cult if you mean a group of people that love each other and also want to be close to the Godhead.
And of course, don't forget to get our baby merch, Future Cult Leader baby merch,
please
super
purchase
cute.
That.
I find this cult to be interesting because Love Has One is its name. Usually, it is not so definitive.
Yes.
If love has one, then what's the point of the cult? Isn't the point of a cult to achieve ultimate love, ultimate unity? If love has already won, no need. You culted your way out of a job.
You don't understand. They have the copyright to love.
And
they want us to know that love has won. Do you know what I mean? It's the opposite. It's not about them helping love win.
They're bludgeoning us with the term love.
Because Amy Carlson believes or says that she believes that she used to work at McDonald's, and this is true, and then she had the awakening that actually she is the 19 billion year old Godhead, force, energy, soul, whatever it was, that was Osiris, that was Jesus, that was John Lennon,
maybe,
bam, 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 that was Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh.
Also gone too short of a life.
Very nice train of thought. I like that you ended on pro wrestling. Do not demean the fantastic mental skill sets and the ability to grow a team and lead a team. When it comes to these McDonald's employees, you can learn a lot as you dip the McNuggets into the fryer and you see your reflection in the fryer and you realize, yes, I might be currently working at a McDonald's and no shame there, but I see in the puddle of oil my future self.
What I can do.
You know what I am? Cleopatra.
And you know what Cleopatra is? Moving to Fry's because she did such a good job in the bathrooms.
She absolutely is.
Amy Carlson was known as Mother God by her followers. Very common. It's very light. She's a light cult leader to them where they called her mom. And she had a whole revolving circle of father gods, which must have been good for her. The last one was particularly tight. He was also charged with these crimes I have to figure out. So she was found dead in the home of the small rural town of Moffat, Wednesday, April 28th. The remains were found in a back bedroom, lying on a bed, wrapped in what appeared to be a sleeping bag. What
Okay.
appeared to be glitter-type makeup was smeared all around the woman's eyes. The body was decorated with Christmas tree lights and appeared to be set up at some sort of shrine. They were moving her back and forth as some sort of moving shrine to her life.
I do like that they bedazzled her. It's interesting. They keep on saying how she was mummified, but if you look at this woman, Amy,
She was just rotting.
She was rotting, number one. And number two, she got so damn thin in her real life. And so I think that you're correct when you added the key 4-letter word in this entire thing, which is goop. I believe when it comes to Mother God, Gwyneth Paltrow has secretly funded all of these cults, not with actual monetary money, but with spirit energy.
Yeah, and she also helps them get, I believe she said she had some kind of like silver nitrate. I forget what the thing that they found in her system. It doesn't really make any sense. So I guess that's what you want. But she was so decomposed because they don't know. It seems to be she's been dead for a number of weeks.
Yes.
And they said that her lips were visible through her teeth were visible through her lips. And she, I guess they were moving her around. The way that they were found was essentially someone had to go, according to the arrest warrants to the 7 people, Miguel Lamboy, 42, was believed to be part of the group, opened his home to members when they needed a place to stay on April 27th.
Oh, that's nice of him.
They brought their dead cult leader with them.
Oh, this is like, this is a little bit like European Vacation. Remember when they put the grandma on top of the car because she was dead? But
yes.
But it's different, though, because it's not a movie and Chevy Chase isn't there to add some levity.
But Chevy Chase in real life is there to never add levity.
No, he's very mean, apparently. But you know what? He had a tough childhood, so I give him some sympathy.
Please forgive him. Forgive him. So Lamboy, he left the house, right? This is what he says. So he says, I just wanted to have these cultists stay at my home because I love them. Lamboy left the house and he returned to find the body of whom he knew to be what he said, Leah Carlson, which he changed her name to Leah for some reason.
Oh, it's got to be some Star Wars
Some
thing.
bullshit. Lamboy said the body appeared to be mummified, right? So he's just
It's just thin.
Is this on the Airbnb? Like, are you allowed to bring a corpse into a thing as long as you okay it with the super renter?
I love the idea if it's a fake corpse and if it's a spooky Airbnb for a fun Halloween weekend, it sounds great. But this wasn't that.
I mean, according to this dude, he said he came in and he was so distressed by seeing this corpse that he tried to leave his own home with his son, but the group would not let him take his child. Lamboy then went to the Salida Police Department to report the dead woman.
So this is where it gets a little bit less fun because there are children involved.
Oh, of course.
Evidently at the home, there were 2 children found, a 13-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy. So the 7 people have been arrested on charges of abuse of a corpse and child abuse. Now, I will say the former, when it comes to abuse of a corpse, I don't know if they abused it. It seems like they put glitter all over it and worshipped it like a god. So I'm not sure if that's really abuse of a corpse.
Yeah.
They didn't shove a bunch of whiskey bottles up its ass and, make some bizarre fountain out of it. I think they did nothing wrong when it comes to the corpse per se.
Well, I don't know.
It's more of the child abuse, I think.
I think they're looking at the scene.
This is what Amy wanted. You tell me this is not what Amy wanted. This is so Amy.
They looked at the scene.
This is so Amy.
And they were so Amy. And they were like, how do we put these people in jail? They were like, what do we do to get these guys in jail right now? And so they just created a reason.
Side stories, lpotl@gmail.com. Is this okay? So we know that Amy wanted to. This is Amy's perfect death.
Well,
she's still worshipped. I don't think this is abuse of a corpse. When I think of abuse of a corpse, I think of something like what Ted Bundy did when he went and inserted his penis in skulls
and all the fun stuff.
Yes, all of that. That's abuse of a corpse, an unwilling victim. This woman, do we know how she died? I think it was like natural causes because she got too skinny.
If you watch the video, so the thing is, you can kind of chart a little bit of what this woman's life was like if you go to, because their YouTube channel is still up for now. Love Has Won on YouTube.
How many are we looking at? How many followers?
Nothing. It's got like 7,000 subscribers. So they are not a big group. If you look at their groups, there's only like the most that some have is like a couple of thousand views, but mostly it's because of the heat that the cult has gotten since finding this dead woman's body.
Right.
If you watch this one video that's like 10 minutes long, I think it's important for everybody to do this whenever you really want to like see what's all the hubbub about a cult. And if they have footage, go look at it.
They always do.
They always do. Watch this 10-minute video that they have, which is called God's Most Recent Visit to Share Her Story, which is Amy, who they call God, right? Because to them, Amy is God. That comes from a long line of these souls that came first birthed from Lemuria. And she tells the single worst story I've ever heard about her watching Wizard of Oz on TBS, and she's surprised by the trivia. The story takes 10 minutes long. She does for no reason. She takes full-on laughter and applause breaks. She is literally carried onto camera and off by her tight father god, who comes in, who's just like one of those, he looks like a surfing instructor who never left.
That might be Taj.
And this dude loves her. He put her into a chair. He's the friend. But
can I ask, what was the trivia?
Because
the amount
to try to describe how mind-numbing this fucking bullshit story was, where she said she was watching Wizard of Oz with her son, and she opened up her novel to talk. She opened up her journal to talk to her angels, because her angels transmute things to her, and her angels. She was like, and I was trying to watch this thing, right? I was like, come on, and they're trying to tell me something. I was like, I'm trying to watch this movie, right? And she goes, and like the angel told me to write down what the. You don't need the red shoes. You were born with the red shoes.
Wow, well, that is powerful.
The trivia came up, and it said, what do the red shoes represent in Wizard of Oz? And then she was like, oh my God, it's like I asked a question myself. And then they have a 2-minute long laugh break.
Well, I think that
we'll have it in Grundy County.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's just fantastic that she had a good story to tell, unlike your story about when you went to Hawaii, because how fascinating was that? So I will say this. When it comes to this cult, not everyone thought that this was just some fun-loving lady. She looks innocent enough, kind of. Also kind of looks like a cult leader who will cut off your genitalia and shove them down your mouth like you were in Vietnam. Apparently, she brainwashed a lot of people, and then, like all good cults, took all their money. That's the problem with all of the spirit energy cults. It usually takes a lot of real money energy to fund it. And then it seems like, I don't know what she was spending the money on, but this is according to Chelsea Ann Renninger. She was talking about how her sister joined the cult. And she said, for those who know my sister Amy, I wanted to let you know we found out yesterday of her passing. Please pray for us and the people involved in this awful situation. We're choosing to remember who she was. And who she was in our life on a regular basis.
The person that you met was not the person who she was. She decided that she wasn't whoever she was. She wasn't your sister. She was, quote, Queen of Lemuria, and Donald Trump was Mom's father in Lemuria.
Well, isn't that nice to think about?
That's a past life that she did.
That is so nice. Yeah, that's what her sister says. She says it was not who she was on a regular basis. She ended up becoming a manipulating cult leader. So I don't know what the heck happened here.
It was your standard boutique cult. It's only about 20 people. So she didn't take that much money. It was a bunch of people that kind of already didn't have money who joined up. And the new father god was a man named Juan Castillo. So I think what seemed to happen is that when Juan Castillo showed up, and he had kind of a string of crimes in his past, and he decided to join up with this cult and become like, I guess I'll fuck this lady to be God. I'll be God's husband.
Sure,
and so
why not?
He went... He started punishing people, and that's when it really started getting really, really intense. But this is also a cult where they said there's only 144,000 people that are going to go into the fifth dimension, and they're trying to train everybody up to get on a higher consciousness level, very similar to Heaven's Gate,
right?
Where they were just trying to basically saying, y'all don't get to go to the fifth dimension unless you raise your vibes up enough. Which the only way to do that is to sit and to listen to Amy Carlson fucking prattle on at you every day about nothing. But also,
the Wizard of Oz story was pretty good.
Fantastic. I mean, you should see her 20 minutes on crackers. And then she, at night though, Mom, because she didn't believe in drugs, no drugs, right?
Of course.
But she suffered from some pain. It might have come from cancer or something, who knows? Where she had to take God's medicine, which was her 10 shots of vodka every night. And if you watch that Vice documentary and you watch some other footage of her getting hammered, she gets that sort of evil, like white woman hammered.
10 shots. It's a significant amount of vodka.
It's a lot of vodka.
She looks like she weighs about 118 pounds.
Yes.
She has a real I don't even there's a series of horrific women that you could name there that are quite thin and evil, which I will not do right now because some of them are my friends. But it looks like 10 shots. 10 shots would knock this woman on her bony ass.
And there's a lot of footage of her doing stuff like taking a crying child and putting the kid in a closet. There's one where she is visibly intoxicated, channeling Robin Williams, and not even once does she do a voice.
She doesn't. Does she do
doesn't
the
go,
babushkas?
She doesn't do any of that shit. And I was just like, that's bare minimum if we're talking to Robin Williams.
This is why, in a perfect world, her and Rock Terrio just getting lit together. No children are allowed around. Just have them get hammered together. Their negative, malicious energy cancels each other out, and they just have a fantastic life together. But unfortunately, they never met. They
really didn't. And they were in Hawaii for a period of time. That's kind of where they were. And then they got kicked out of Hawaii for not being chill enough. They just left. They got kicked out. They were in Kauai. There was the entire community protested their existence. There was a multi-day standoff with protesters. This comes from the independent.co.uk. And then she said that she was a direct reincarnation of the Hawaiian deity Pele.
Oh, they must not have liked that.
I know they didn't, because they actually take that very seriously. And then they kicked her out. The mayor had to come and kick her out. It's like, yeah, they're all like all of the villagers.
Is this an animated Disney movie where the mayor has to show up, knock on the door, and be like, "Ma'am, you must leave the town"?
Seriously, but also they are continuing to post on their Love Has Won YouTube. They have not acknowledged that she's died. They said now they're saying that she has transitioned
and stopped communication, something like that.
Stopped communication.
Yeah, we're no longer communicating because she is dead, and she's currently rotting in an Airbnb. So you do want to take better care of her if you love her as much as you say you do. Well, let's move on. We'll cover that story as the topic continues to pop up, because I'm sure that it will. One bit of an update here. Prancer, the demonic Chihuahua, has been adopted.
We saw that. We should have talked about this last week, but I was so excited. Prancer looks very happy but irritable, and his new mom seems to really love him, and he seems to begrudgingly take little kisses.
Yes.
We follow him on Instagram.
I think, is it a boy or a girl, Prince?
I believe it's a man.
Well, whatever it is. It's a Chihuahua, so who cares? But either way, it still does not like men, so hopefully it's a test for any man who wants to date the owner of Prancer the Chihuahua. If Prancer does not bark or bite, that is the chosen one. It's better than a glass slipper.
I bet you that she did that so that she wouldn't have to date.
Yeah, maybe not.
Live from your grave.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Summer schedules can get busy fast with camps, vacations, sports, family time. And, every single time Carmi eats a block of dark chocolate, we got to take her to the emergency room. You know how much time that takes, all right? IXL makes it easy to keep learning part of the routine in just a few minutes a day. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning, whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. From pre-K through 12th grade, IXL offers personalized, interactive learning that adapts to each child's level and pace, which is great because Carmi has been really slow in biology, and Wendy has really been struggling with American history, mostly just because she doesn't agree with the way it's being taught. So it's really important. You make an impact on your child's learning. Wendy, as soon as she gets her chicken, she is ready for all of her lessons. And Carmi just really has to eat 5 or 6 bites of liver, beef liver, chicken liver, and then she can really get down to, I'm hoping this is the year she reads To Kill a Mockingbird. So really, IXL, thank you. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And Last Podcast on the Left listeners can get an exclusive 20% off at IXL membership when they sign up today at IXL.com/left. Visit IXL.com/left to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
All right, I know what you're thinking. I like to go banking, but I don't want to give to these big old banks all the time that cater to the 1%. Well, go ahead and get yourself hooked up with Chime. It's banking built for you, not just those rich jerks. And they got thousands of fee-free ATMs because why pay to get your own money? Chime is working for you, man. You get your Chime card, you're going to get travel perks, you're going to get into airport lounges, you're going to get those chicken thighs. You know, every time I go to an airport lounge, I get chicken thighs. And you know what I say whenever I see a plate of chicken thighs? Give me more. Chime's going to get you those chicken thighs in these lounges, all right? Sure, they can serve other types of meat, but why would you when chicken thighs are so delicious? Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. Head to chime.com/left. That's chime.com/left. It only takes a few minutes to sign up. Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services for Chime Card provided by Chime's bank partners. Optional products and services may have fees or charges. Stated cashback for Chime Prime only. No minimum balance required. For more information on travel perks, go to chime.com/disclosures.
Speaking of what Henry talked about with Grundy County, we're going to be there in 2 weeks. We absolutely can't wait. Grundy County is very near Nashville. And this story, this is just going to be a little bit of this is just a fun tale.
Dude, we're so close.
We're
guess
so
what?
close.
Fast forward in a week and a half. We're going to be this guy.
This could be so Kid Rock, he has a bar right downtown Nashville.
And you all love it. If you're in Nashville, I'm certain that you love it. You're there every weekend. You take your family to it, especially our listeners. They love it.
Well, of course you would take your family to it because it's called Kid Rock's Big Honky Tonk, which makes all the sense in the world because, of course, Kid Rock, a very famous country musician. So a man, if you have not been to Kid Rock's Honky Tonk, whatever the hell it is, Honky Tonk, which
then you don't know how to party.
You don't know how to party. We've been there twice, very, very drunk.
The most dangerous stage I've ever seen a person be on.
The stage is 20 feet high. It's very, very narrow, and there is no wall to stop the lead singer who is aggressively doing cock rock from falling off. Thankfully, that's not what happened here, although on the 3rd floor of Kid Rock's Honky Tonk, many people fall off because they try to jump from building to building, but they're not Spider-Man. They're just very, very fat dudes.
But I've heard that if you die from falling off the 3rd floor of Kid Rock's Honky Tonk, then your successor, whoever you choose, gets free Bud Lights for 6 months.
Please jump off of that for me, Henry. So a dude at Kid Rock's Honky Tonk, he got a little bit hammered. Oftentimes when you're hammered, maybe you have some greasy food, you got to shit. But the problem is for this guy, he didn't have the ability. He had a colostomy bag.
His shit came in a luggage.
His shit came in a luggage. Samsonite. So he had a poopy bag there, and he said, you know what? We're here. What would Kid Rock do in this situation? He doesn't let good shit go to waste. No, he took the colostomy bag and swung it around his head like a helicopter, spraying liquid shit all over the crowd at Kid Rock's Honky Tonk. And you have just got to imagine the people who are making out and kissing during this as the lead singer of a band called Poison Enema.
Poison Givey.
And all they do is cover Poison songs and maybe some Motley Crue. So they're rocking out to Pour Some Sugar on Me. I think that might be Warrant. And all of a sudden, liquid shit just starts spraying everywhere.
And everyone's like, did Kid Rock show up?
Is Kid Rock here? People are making out as shit hits their faces. This is why we want to be in Nashville. In no way is this a bastardization of what Willie Nelson starred, about Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline, all these fantastic, famous, soulful
he's
artist.
Right up with there with them, man.
Right up there. I remember when Ray Charles was singing down at Tootsie's, and he was like, one day there's going to be a rock and roll singer who has a place, and it will be so great that people will just spray liquid shit all over the walls and the party will continue.
Apparently, the man, and this is honestly really, really surprising. Apparently, the man had been in contact with the police 3 times that night. And he had previously refused medical attention both times.
Okay, hold on. How did he get in? How did the this is a bit of a security breach at the Donkey Honky Tonk. I'm going to say this. The guy has been in trouble with the cops 3 times in one night. You got to say, go down to Tootsie's, go to oh my God, I'm not going to tell him where to go because I want to have the bologna sandwiches at Robert's Western.
I think that if you have a colostomy bag, you might get to drink for free there.
If you drink it out of the colostomy bag.
They're trying to figure out what his crime, they're trying to figure out what his crime is.
What do you mean they're trying to figure out what the crime is? The crime is spraying a bunch of liquid shit all over everyone. If that's not some biological, isn't it a biological weapon?
Well, according to Kevin Walters and his Twitter account that they have posted on here for some reason on whiskeyriff.com, it's just this one man who won't stand it anymore. He says, I'm not comfortable being in the same bar with someone swinging his colostomy bag around years old. Wow, he's crazy.
I love that he took to Twitter to express that as opposed to getting the fuck out of that bar.
But honestly, when it comes down to it, maybe his bag was full.
No, it definitely was. That's why he had to do it. But that's why you bring it to the bathroom and you squeeze it out like yogurt.
I don't know how you do it.
Not until I have to. That's when I'm absolutely medically forced to learn how to use a colostomy bag. That's when I'll learn.
It'll happen.
Until then, I'm good. Yeah, this is according to a tweet from the Nashville Scanner. They say, "Don't think I'd want to be in the transport car on the arrest. Now, where's that hot tub wagon? Some officers may need to take a quick bath." So isn't that disgusting?
I would be incensed. I would be very, very upset.
At least one, this is again Nashville Scanner at Scan Nashville. They say at least one officer heading home for 30 to 40 minutes to get a change of clothes. Take as much time as you need.
Lord, can you imagine getting picked up by that guy for speeding?
And this is, God. Anyway, this is just, it's a tough, we need a lot of different, we need community policing.
We do.
And we've always said that.
Because this would be good for a community detective.
This is, but this is just a tough day. It's a tough day behind the badge there when you're just covered in liquid shit from someone swinging around a colostomy bag at Kid Rock's Honky Tonk.
Are going to be upset about it.
Yes,
also,
they will.
Take a look out. If you're in Little Rock, apparently right now it seems to be a burgeoning serial killer is on his way.
I saw this.
We don't know. They think they're connected. We don't know how they think it's connected yet because they have not revealed that. 3 fatal stabbings in Little Rock appear connected. According to the police, they are, it's all over the map. It's been a older white guy, another older white guy, and then an older woman, and then a homeless guy that all were stabbed. They said the one person who survived, she was stabbed 15 times and she survived, and she described the subject as he's a black male who's very slender. So we got a skinny man murderer.
Okay, well, also, you got nothing else? Nope. I'm not blaming the victim whatsoever. She was stabbed 15 times.
Too skinny.
Skinny black dude?
The hangry stabber.
That's all we got.
Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? We got to find out because just know that is going on. And there is just somebody randomly stabbing people in the street. So guess what?
Oof.
Back to normal.
Be freaking careful. It's nice that it's with a knife, though, isn't it? Be very careful. You think about being stabbed 15 times, and many of those stab wounds, I'm assuming.
We're defensive.
Oh, I hate defensive wounds.
I hate defensive
when you
wounds.
see, anyway. All right, well, speaking of wounds, this woman, you want to do this story really quick? This woman, she was an inmate. You know what you can hold in your pussy?
I didn't know how much you could hold in your pussy besides a human baby.
So this woman, that's in the uterus.
When it's in the pussy.
That's in the womb.
By the time a baby gets to the pussy, sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com. If you're a woman who's ever had a child, don't know anything about it, how long does the baby stay in the vagina area? Or is it by that point, is it moving so fast that it's got to come out all the way?
Well, we can ask our very soon-to-be future fathers.
We'll ask them.
And we should probably ask their mothers, but we're going to ask it in such a crude way. We'll ask the men.
Yeah, I never want to upset them.
Was it fast?
So does it slip out or does it scream out?
When does it get a job? So this woman in Missouri, she was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Now, I don't know if that is just or not. It seems like a long time. But she smuggled a loaded gun into a prison or into a local county jail in her vagina, and she had it in there for quite a while.
17 days?
17 days she had that gun in there.
22 caliber revolver that was fully loaded with 5 rounds.
Now, to be fair, as you can see from this picture, this is coming from the smoking gun. It's a relatively small gun.
It's smaller than you'd want it if you needed it. But
yes.
It's just small enough if you're asking someone you know to hide it up their pussy.
So the woman's name was Amy Wilhite.
Or Wilhite.
Wilhite? Amy Wilhite. Well, Amy will hide a gun in her vagina, that's for sure. So she had it in there for 17 days, and then I guess guards discovered it. It was wrapped in plastic, and they removed the firearm from her body, and I guess... I don't know. I guess she tried to conceal it in her personal belongings.
It must have slid out at some point because they said they did the full strip search, which they didn't find her. Because I honestly think it would be difficult to find it on a person if you were just looking, because you got to do the bend over and check. But I don't think they stick fingers up there and look in there.
They got to get the guy who does that casting couch. He knows how to.
I've seen.
Yeah, that's what he's always like, bend over at your hips, and
very invasive.
A whole series of different medical things happening there. So she got 10 years, and.
But you said she was holding it for somebody else.
Yeah.
So she was just a delivery person.
And I would assume this gun, this kind of pussy gun here, that would probably be pretty lucrative to sell in prison.
I imagine. Or it's at least a great show.
Although, yes, very Florida. To be fair, that little gun like that has limited bullets. I feel like a shank is still just better.
I think that's to send a message. You got a 22 caliber pistol, because honestly, you're going to have to push it up against somebody's fucking dome and pop, pop, pop. Or it's just about just showing the fact that I'm crazy enough that I got my main side bitch here to bring me pussy gun, because that's how far my reach goes. You don't think I can't touch you from here?
Well, that is very true. There is now more access than ever before when it comes to people who are incarcerated expressing their life because of social media and because of telephones. So maybe this woman did have some contact with the outside. She knew she had to bring this gun in, and now she has a lot of time to, I guess, stare at the wall and check her pussy for more items because she has 10 years.
Honestly, the woman that tried to get the gun from her, I guess the woman that she was bringing the gun to inside of jail technically didn't see any jail time whatsoever, but she did as the gun mule.
It is so bizarre. Come on into the gun store, and it's just her vagina.
Well, that is, I feel it's a New Yorker cartoon.
Come on into the... What does this one mean? Anyway, so that is a strange little tale.
Very strange
I don't know
story.
if she deserves 10 years or not, but nonetheless.
She got it in there, man. She somehow got that gun in there.
Live from your grave.
Call me a squirrel, because I'm covered in acorns. That's right. So many people are focused on where their money is today. And Acorns is the financial wellness app that cares about where your money is going tomorrow. Let Acorns work for you. You put acorns in the ground and you're gonna get trees tomorrow. That's right, investments. And with the Acorns potential screen, you could find out what your money is capable of. I always do that. I'm like, I want to invest in something that I like. Let's say cheeseburgers. Okay? That's kind of hard to do. Acorns will help you find a cheeseburger that is right for you. So sign up now, and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. Wow! Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/left or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/left.
You know, I rip around in the bed. You might actually not be surprised by this, but I'm a restless sleeper. I roll back and forth like an alligator with a wounded deer. But Something's changed in my house, and it's thanks to Boll and Branch. You know, people keep their bedding way longer than they should. It's because people are afraid of change. Not me. I burn my sheets once a week, but I don't need to, because Boll and Branch's signature organic cotton sheets, pillows, blankets, and comforters are all designed to be breathable, incredibly soft. They get better over time. Start with the signature sheets. You're going to buy 2 sets so you can rotate them. Come on, you're going to want to. The moment you get into bed, you'll notice a difference. I know I did. I just got fresh from the bath. I was fully lotioned. And sliding into those sheets kind of felt like, to be honest, I felt like the luckiest pasta filling in the whole world. All right, they're really good. You will like them. You will feel like a brand new laid chicken, which is we're all going for. Just trying to be a hot chick again. Sleep cooler this summer with Boll and Branch during their annual summer event. For a limited time, get 20% off site-wide at bollandbranch.com/left with code LEFT. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/left. Code LEFT to take 20% off. bollandbranch.com/left, code LEFT. Exclusions apply.
Hey there, everybody. Is your cell phone bill too much money? Are you getting that bill and you're like, hey, what is this? I can't believe for what? For 5G? Are you crazy right now? $100? I don't even barely got any bars when I'm just sitting in my living room, okay? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Are you ready for this? $15 a month. That's right, $15 a month on Mint Mobile. Yeah, baby. Get their wireless plan, because they're just sitting there on the T-Mobile 5G network, and it's just $15. Your whole life, you're just paying all this money every month. You're like, why? Where's it going? It's going to these phone companies that are robbing you. So go to Mint Mobile. Let them help you talk to your mom. So get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when the network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
I want to talk about this update in this story, this Ronald Ilg story. Do you remember last week we covered this? This was this weird thing about the doctor trying to, from Spokane, I think someone corrected me on that. It's Spokane.
Spoken?
Not Spokane. No, we got corrected, as always.
I thought it was Spokane.
Well, we're wrong.
There's an E at the end of it. If it's spoken, anyway, I'm not going to go
filled
down
with
that.
rage.
Okay.
Filled with rage.
All right.
But he tried to go onto the dark web to get a hitman to kill his wife, right?
Yes.
This whole story, and then it turned out it was all fake, and he said, I want you to give her heroin and convince her to not divorce me, even though he had a girlfriend in Mexico.
Yes.
But apparently there's a lot more information coming from this so-called girlfriend in Mexico. He wanted to take this trip to Mexico with his girlfriend. This was Ilg, the man. And the girlfriend found out that he was trying to plan the kidnapping and the drugging of his wife. And she got so upset by it that
Thank
she
God.
challenged him. She challenged him with a text saying, you leave me alone. I'm scared of you. Please don't hire someone to hurt me or my family. And then Ilg's says, that stuff is all fake. I've known it's all fake. It's all fake. I didn't do this.
I don't know.
And she's like, you hired someone to hurt your wife from the dark web using Bitcoin. You stop now. You leave me alone forever. I'm scared of you. They then continued to go on vacation together.
What?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what happened, but she said while there, she said she found Ilg's burner phone that he used to contact people on the dark web. And then she said he threw his phone into the hotel pool because she thought he might have the phone so he could talk to other women. She was just jealous of him.
That's the problem?
That's when she got mad. He said
What
they
about
got
the
into a
murder
fight.
for hire?
Well, apparently they had told this whole time she was under a sex slave contract with him where he had signed this is a girlfriend, yeah. The document was shown in court. In it, slave signs her rights away and, quote, unconditionally accepts anything the master chooses to do with the slave.
This is the same shit they did at Nexium. What the fuck? Never sign a slave contract. Also, if you are in one right now, it's not legally binding. Feel free to step away from the slave contract. It is not something that is mandated from the government. It is not legal. There was no notary. There was no notary public that went to go stamp it. Just get out of your slave contract. If you are in one right now, please God.
Unless you are happy in it and the other person isn't killing people.
It's really not that possible.
I don't know. Ilg pricked her finger and forced her to sign the master slave contract with her blood. The document also shows Ilg signed the contract in his blood, including in that contract an agreement that the slave agrees to any punishment, whether it was earned or not. And the FBI said one of the punishments was to put her in one of 2 concrete holes in his Spokane yard.
Okay, so this guy is obviously a total psychopath. It's interesting. His last name is Ilg. It reminds me of Charles Ng.
True.
Very, very true. This man is going to kill if he is free. This dude is obviously extremely dangerous, and this is why I wish I could teleport the man from Kid Rock's Donkey Honky Tonk to the room where these 2 people are signing their slave contract, just so he could whip a bunch of liquid shit around the room so they could realize how ridiculous all of this really is.
But now we're in this weird world of what's fantasy and what's reality.
That is reality. If they sign a contract, now they're no longer in fantasy because they're making it real. That's the thing with the Nexium stuff.
But he actually physicalized and did the physical abuse. If you just agree to it in, like, technically out of a sexual fantasy, this is where it gets weird, right? So agents describe he did have holes. He had storage tanks underground, and then a ladder was needed to get in and out of. The holes are shown in court, and they were giant tubes in the ground. The victim told investigators that Ilg would keep her down there for hours with no escape. Now, the defense for Ilg is saying that they were just partaking in consensual BDSM. But this comes from another woman. So another woman that was hired to care for Ilg's kids.
Can I just stop that though? But the woman who is held in the tank like she is the chick from Silence of the Lambs, and Buffalo Bill is feeding her nothing but bones to get the fat off of her body so he can make his skin suit. At some point, she has said that wasn't consensual, so I'm just going to go with that.
Oh, of course.
And say it doesn't seem like this is BDSM.
Yes, sure, but this is what's weird, right? So he hired this other person to care for Ilg's kids. This woman gave the FBI texts that the suspect sent to her regarding a kidnapping sexual fantasy. So this is literally what he said to her. It would depend on what I decide the scenario would be and your comfort level. As an example, if it was a kidnapping scenario, something many women fear and yet sort of fantasize about, right? See, you wouldn't be able to see it. It is almost impossible for her to know it's not me. But if someone was opening doors for me as I lead her outside into the car, and I would add a significant amount of intrigue and uncertainty. It heightens the experience, gets the adrenaline flowing, and really changes the whole dynamic with just that little bit of difference. Of course, it would have to be planned out well ahead of time, so it certainly wouldn't be anytime soon, but knowing that I could have that extra tidbit of help adds dramatically. I hope this sounds fairly sort of safe on your part, and if you wanted to be more adventurous too, then that's possible.
You know what? I'm actually good. I'm going to stop the adventure right there because it seems like you're just going to kidnap me, and I would trust you more if you didn't attempt to murder your wife. This is why you got to leave it to the pros. This man, I don't care. Fetishes and fantasy, have all the fun in the world. You just got to be safe about it. Go to kink.com. Or go to the kink headquarters in, I believe, Oakland. Go to the pros, because it seems like they were dabbling in some dark fantasies, which, again, totally fine. I just don't trust that guy.
But Ilg is trying to do the Cannibal Cop defense now of, like, I'm just an Imagineer.
Yeah, but Cannibal Cop also did get sentenced and found guilty, and he will always be the Cannibal Cop. Thankfully, he is finding people that enjoy the fetish with him. Yeah, I guess you just
community
said
outreach program.
He's on like turkeydate.com or something like that, where everyone pretends to be like Kramer when he was
Entree.com.
Yes. Oh, entree.com. Entree, indeed. So
but yeah,
anyway,
we'll follow this as more comes out, but that's what they're trying to spin it as. They're trying to say it was all consensual and that they're all got mad because they all stopped being groovy, which it does seem to be. If everyone is scared of you, that's not true.
Again, yeah. Yes, because he is the one screaming it was all consensual, but then other people are saying it wasn't.
It wasn't, though. And you're also, you keep saying how juiced I would be to be scared of you, but I'm now just scared of you.
Right. Then again, I guess
doctors scare me, man.
She went on vacation. Doctors, they see us as human meat. I don't know why she went on vacation, but you never know. Sometimes you see a good Groupon, and I'll hang out with anyone.
All expense paid trip to Mexico.
I've never been.
I'll go pretend to be a dog for somebody for a little bit if you're paying.
Oh, well, speaking of dogs, this story is so unbelievably strange. We'll get to Hero of the Week and emails here in a second, but this one, man, I don't even know where to start, so let's just begin at the end. A dude was hammered, and it turns out his dog was barbecued. So this fella, he's a Russian dude. His name is Nikolai, and we're just going to leave it at that because I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his last name. Nikolai, he was found extremely lit in his Northampton Township home. This was in Pennsylvania. Officers say he was, quote, incredibly intoxicated. And this is Pennsylvania, so they know intoxicated. So incredibly intoxicated.
He sort of looks like a divorced ventriloquist dummy. If you look at this man, he has that sleepy smile of a man who is very, very drunk. You know what I mean? Where he's just like, because especially for what his crime was.
So anyway, the crime was shooting his dog in the head, killing the dog, putting the dog on a charcoal grill, and I guess attempting to eat it. Meanwhile, just to give you some perspective on how this man's life is going, he's 48 and he still has a roommate. Not dissing again people who might have roommates at 48, but whenever you're so incredibly hammered, you shoot your dog and barbecue it, and then you have to have your own Kato Kalin. You know, life isn't going great. Also, can we just be a peaceful roommate once? Can I just be a roommate in a house where someone doesn't shoot their dog and try to grill it?
I don't know. It's difficult. It's hard. You have to really vet these people. Apparently, they found there was a massive fire. So they found a burning pit and a couch that was in flames in the front yard.
So
man, this fucking guy. Once the fire was under control, patrol observed an unknown animal badly burned and charred on top of a small metal charcoal grill, which turned out to be the dog. He then also was dousing $100 bills with lighter fluid and burning them in the metal fire pit.
This guy, this is so next level Russian hammered. I love the idea. I love the idea if I'm 16 years old and you have a farmhouse that has like all of the crappy furniture from when your parents got rid of it, the collective group crap where you would burn it and light it on fire. Sure, okay, I get it. He's 48 years old. Lit the couch on fire. At that point, if I'm the roommate, I'd say, hey, let's stop this, ya yinzer. But that didn't happen. And then it escalated again to the dogs. And then the $100 bills. And I have to say again, the 48-year-old dude with the roommate, I can't imagine he had that much money.
And the New York Post really focuses on how many pro-dog Facebook posts he made prior to murdering his dog and eating it, or at least just cooking it. And he had a picture of a German Shepherd and a Siamese cat that he called our formidable security forces.
That's cute.
He shared a stock image on Facebook of 5 dogs draped in lights in front of a Christmas tree in December 2017. And then he said that he was wishing his family all the best in 2018, which he noted was the year of the dog.
So he seems to like dogs.
Or he did so much that he tried to make one his dinner.
Oh my!
But I think that this is where I guess you'd call this rock bottom, right?
Yeah. I hope this is his rock bottom.
What is this here?
So anyway, well, his bail has been set at $1 million. He remained in custody as of this past Monday. Prosecutors sought charges, obviously felony animal cruelty. And that's it right now.
I think that's
like
pretty good for it.
What about he also has been charged with discharging a firearm into an occupied structure, reckless endangerment, and possessing instruments of a crime, which I would assume was the burning couch. Okay, well, there you go.
You know, what are you going to do? I'm glad, but we're back on.
We're back.
Because we had 1 week off from animal crimes.
Yeah.
Now we're back on. Good work, I guess. Bad work? What's wrong with all of us?
Definitely bad work, because the dog is super cute and probably didn't need to be burned.
I am going to save all of this new UFO information because guess what? We have all of this new UFO shit coming out, and I'm not going to burn it for you because it might be included as a part of my live show presentation, and I'm not ready to start it yet, to start really talking about. I got to condense all of this, but the one big, massive UFO hot topic that dropped this weekend, it's all over the internet again, is that ex-Senator Harry Reid has straight up said, I was told that Lockheed Martin had chunks of a UFO somewhere, and he was not allowed to look at them.
And Senator Harry Reid, of course, a little bit reputable on this because he is the one who said that there was a $100 million program, and he had personally led the way to finance that. So
yes,
former Senator Harry Reid.
And he's been fighting for this information, and he was blocked from seeing it. We're really at the very edge of what might be the most important UFO information to ever come out. But also at the same time, I think people are going to be disappointed because as soon as you get what you'd even think of as quote unquote proof, it will never be truly satisfactory to what the actual experience is. And I did read a whole thing about phosphorus is what allows the quantum. We are a walking quantum computer. It's like this new idea, and that straight up the flows of energy around the cells around all of us is what allows our brain to work as a quantum sort of computer. It's gonna be big.
I remember Quantum Leap. That was a great show. He would
Scott Bakula.
All right. Well, we will cover more UFO and all the extraterrestrial things next week. It is extremely bizarre to see air quotes mainstream media. I'm going to go right ahead and call it lamestream.
Thank you.
But it is strange to see them cover this and the way that they do it. It's just, anyway. If you have trust in the corporate media, that
is a problem.
Because anyway.
We just don't know what the hell is happening. I guess that's how I feel. I feel like, especially over the game really changed last 4 years.
Yes, it did.
And then in terms of like why they would use transparency, quote unquote transparency, also as a weapon. Weirdly. And who is this information for? There's the other part of it is I still feel like a lot of this reporting is not even for the citizens of America. I think it's for the Chinese and Russian governments to look at. I think that, who knows? I feel like we're going to learn a lot. But until you actually experience a UFO or whatever this intelligence is, I don't think you're going to have the whole story. Because again, I don't think that there's any way, shape, or form that this is just about a ship from the moon of Saturn landing here. There's something else that's also a part of this story. And just saying this nuts and bolts part of the story, saying that these are travelers or like something that came from other set, like it actually still shuts down whole alleyways of thought about UAPs or ultra terrestrials, whatever you want to call them. It doesn't allow that. And maybe that's also, there's a side game here, because again, if you reduce the phenomena to just something entirely physical, what it can do is it discourages, again, belief that we are half psychic creatures and that there is some sort of internal network that we all work on that's also connected to the planet Earth as well, and that not knowing that is what's going to allow them to keep us heavily regulated by the fucking government.
Sure.
And also using coal fuels.
Okay, sir, this is a Denny's. Did you want the moons over my hammy or not?
Of course I do.
Thank you very much. No, absolutely fascinating stuff, and we will keep you we'll keep that coverage going because it's hard to trust a lot of these media outlets that have been known to lie and deceive. All right, well, there's nothing lying about Hero of the Week. Here we go. This is just an authentic, true American hero. A baby fell into a bay in Maryland. It was ejected from its car during a crash. Look at this car.
Holy fucking shit.
This car got wrecked. So Maryland fire officials, they are crediting a good Samaritan for saving a child's life after the infant was ejected from a vehicle during a car crash, and it sent the baby flying into the body of water. However, we don't know the name of the fella, so he's like a superhero, kind of. Or at the very least, in this article, they don't say his name, so he's a mystery man, but he is Hero of the Week. So he jumps into the water, he grabs the baby, and he saves the baby's life. Now, the baby does have some injuries. It was airlifted to Johns Hopkins Hospital. Authorities soon discovered that, quote, one of the pediatric patients was ejected from the car, teetering over the guardrail and landed into the Assawan Bay following the crash. However, the infant was luckily rescued by the Good Samaritan who jumped over the guardrail and into the body of water, officials say. Following the heroic rescue, firefighters secured the dangling vehicle with rescue tools and paramedics, quote, treated multiple priority patients. So we don't know who this man is, but he's the hero of the week.
Wow.
Because I have to tell you this, Henry, would you jump in after the baby?
I would.
You think so?
I try to. I'm not a good swimmer, so I probably end up dying.
Then we have 2 babies dying.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It'd be babies saving babies.
It's babies saving babies.
But of course, I would try to. Every once in a while do believe that as a Satanist, much like how Tom Cruise believes the Scientologists always have to pull over.
You want to relate yourself to Tom Cruise?
You mean the #1 movie star who he's a bankable talent for the industry?
Bruce Springsteen isn't part of any cults, and he stops over and helps pedestrians.
I would go in his car as well.
Okay.
I think the two of them should get together and learn from each other. But also, I believe you're supposed to stop and you need to save some people, except if I'm really hungry, if I have to go to the bathroom. That's where I look up for myself.
I'm trusting Bruce over both you and Tom Cruise. Anyway, be careful when you're driving on these frickin' I am so scared of bridges too. So just be careful, because this car damn near, almost like that South Park episode where the kids are on the bus and then they meet the big monster. It's like that. And so also, if you're a parent, all of a sudden you get into an accident and your kid flies out the window and into the water. That's
scary as fuck.
I got into a small fender bender the other day. It cost me a couple grand, but
you did?
Yeah, pulling it on my driveway.
Really?
Yeah, nice guy.
Who hit you?
I hit them.
What'd they do? They weren't looking.
Yeah,
you weren't
nice.
looking.
He was parked. Wasn't even there.
That's actually what a nice story.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
All right, here we go. I wanted to, first of all, what I love is that this week we covered Black Eyed Kids.
Yes.
Last podcast. And we got some good Black Eyed Kid stories in the mail, and this is all what I love about this phenomenon. Like, I don't think we kind of talked about it a little bit on the show, but these stories are still happening, so people still see this shit. So let's see how creepy this gets. Here, this is some listener emails.
All right, thank you so much.
So this is from Seattle, and this happened outside of a place called Beth's Cafe that has got a big shout out in this email. Apparently, Beth's Cafe is supposed to be delicious.
Beck's Cafe or Beth? Beth Cafe. Okay, check it out.
On the side of Beth's Cafe, there's a narrow passageway between buildings which leads to the back alley. There are a few apartment buildings back there, as well as a small parking lot for the restaurant. The night in question, I was having a somewhat late night meal with some straight edge friends of mine, so I was stone cold sober. We were walking to our cars in the alleyway when I noticed a little girl between 4 and 6 years of age standing at the end of the alley. She was standing still, straight ahead of our small group, about 100 feet away. She was wearing a big baggy white t-shirt like the kind you wear to bed as a kid. She had no pants or shoes on a cold, damp Seattle night. One of my friends wasn't paying attention, so I yelled, "Holy shit, there's a kid!" As soon as I said it, she walked out of direct sight to a concrete ledge which led down to a ramp for a parking structure under an apartment building. She then stared directly at me with fucking black eyes and jumped off the ledge.
What?
It wasn't a very high distance, but it was high enough that a kid that age would get hurt if they jumped. So I ran for the ledge yelling, "Holy shit, holy shit." And when I got to the ledge and looked down there was nothing.
There was nothing.
I was totally shaken up and asked my friends if they saw her, to which they replied with different forms of, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Well, it's a straight edge thing, so there's going to be a lot of skeptics there. But you know what? The interesting thing is, would she prefer to see a child splayed out, covered in their own blood on the concrete? It's almost nicer that nothing was there.
I mean, for her, yeah, sure.
Because then you got to call the police.
But you just got visited by a BK.
Woo!
Here's another one. Some years ago, I worked at a tourist attraction in Hershey, PA while I was in high school. Let me guess. Is it Hershey Adventure? We know it's cool, but I love that spot. We all love it.
I think
we love Hershey Park.
I love Hershey Park. I think that's the only one in
Unless
Hershey.
It was like the fuck stump in Hershey. In my time working there, I saw and experienced a lot of weird shit. Ranging from what at the time I thought was a gentleman with elephantitis of the balls. To meeting tiny little precious Joan Rivers, who was performing at a nearby venue. Love her.
I heard she was fantastically kind.
So here we go. I worked in the entertainment department, acting and doing costume character work, pretty much anything to keep guests happy and entertained.
Oh.
On this particular day, I was working as a greeter to visitors entering an attraction. After I sent through a previous group, I turned to start my perky spiel to the next family. I was stopped, like I couldn't speak. I'm sure it was shock, but I locked eyes with the child in the group who had pure black eyes and olivish gray skin. It was like nothing I'd ever seen. It looked so unnatural, like muddy paint water. I try to shake myself out of it and continue on. Like I said, I've seen some shit in my time working there. But in this instance, I couldn't stop staring. It felt rude, but what else could I do? I'd convinced myself that this is some sort of syndrome or disorder and I need to knock the fuck off and continue doing my act.
I hope that all of this is what he's thinking and not saying out loud.
The little boy was with a family that looked typical enough. A couple of parents, another young boy, though he didn't look like anyone else, so I just assumed it must have been the son's friend. But it was like the rest of the family didn't acknowledge him. As I was finishing my scripted dialogue and about to let them pass, he turned to the boy and said something inaudible to me. But I noticed that he had pointy teeth. Not sharp, but like all of his teeth were incisors, canine teeth.
Oh.
The family passed through the attraction, as is typical, and when they went through into the gift shop, I ran to tell a coworker to follow me that they needed to see something.
Oh, my goodness.
But the kid was nowhere to be found. Yep. The gift shop at the end wasn't that big, and the other 3 members of the family were still wandering around. I will never get the image of that child out of my mind.
He knows what he saw.
Until hearing the BEK's episode, I still assumed he had a condition that I was unfamiliar with. But holy farts, this is like a thing. Now, I live in a fear that he impregnated my mind is going to come back for me someday. Yep.
It's very possible. Also, like the use of holy farts. Haven't heard that in a long time, if ever before. So fantastic. Well, that's great. I'm happy you were a fun tour guide. Don't scream at all the strange-looking children, though. That's what I would say. Yeah, it's probably not good, especially if you're working for a amusement park. But also, what I will say, I did get a lot of emails about some people just saying it just sound like people are just afraid of poor kids. That they are just with
afraid
the black-eyed kids.
Yeah, they're just afraid of grouped up, like eyes all sallow and sunken because they're not eating well.
Sure.
Then that could be a part of it, but also, no, they're haunted.
I think haunted is the way to go because, of course, we need to help out children.
This is another little.
I'd help out a black-eyed kid too. I mean, if a black-eyed kid needed a place to stay, I'd be like, yeah, come on and stay.
Yeah, I mean honestly,
I don't care.
Jerry would flip that kid.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a update to that Lelouch story we were talking about. The Russian dude that was the contestant on the which is Produce 2020, which was called, and it's not produce for vegetables, it's produce
I'm an
production.
idiot.
No, I didn't know either. But the guy that was too sad and he was trying to get voted off the show and they wouldn't let him off the show.
Don't vote for me.
Yeah, please don't love me.
Please.
And so the people are loving it. So this is from an American living in Beijing. They've been following the Lelouch story for a while. It's hilarious. What's hilarious about Lelouch is that his dead-eyed lack of enthusiasm and contempt for his job massively endeared him to the younger generation who saw themselves reflected in his misery. As Henry alluded to, Chinese work culture is extremely intense. Many of my Chinese friends constantly complain about being trapped in dead-end jobs, working for sadistic bosses, and terrible pay. This has led to a lot of young people feeling hopeless and disillusioned. The term sang comes from the character that appears in the Chinese words for dispirited, dejected, and frustrated.
Okay.
996 is actually just the tip of the iceberg. An entire subculture has sprung up around being miserable in one's job. Other fun terms that young people use to describe the rat race include sechu, which means corporate cattle, refers to blind obedience to one's boss and also being packed into a subway car like cows on your daily commute. There's jia ban go, which means overtime dog, is a worker who is constantly forced to work late on weekends or during holidays.
Nightmare.
Mo yu, which means touching fish, describes finding ways to cheat the system by wasting time at work, such as napping, dicking around on your phone, etc.
Absolutely. You got to have a nap room. You have to have a secret corridor where you nap.
Also, the key is half-hour dumps.
Yeah.
And then Nejuan, rolling inward, refers to the self-perpetuating whirlpool of cutthroat competition and the fear of falling behind that keeps people at shit jobs competing for their boss's favor.
So sad. They have no open and free internet out there. There is no podcast. There is nothing out there. They just have these corporate, horrible, soul-sucking jobs that many of us suffer through in this country as well but can you imagine without the opportunity for an Etsy account?
I mean, honestly, but we also do work ourselves our death to here, but we do it with a smile and we do to it like, oh, we're free to work until we die.
Well, I think we need a small infusion of that Uruguayan attitude. That's what I would say. Central America, South America.
Don't
relax
see, don't
a little
tell.
bit.
We keep secrets.
Relax.
Come here, we relax.
Relax a little bit.
Yeah, what crimes have you done? Relax a little bit.
Relax a little bit. That's what I would say.
Well,
all right. Well, thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Side Stories. Hope everyone is doing well out there.
We've got a couple announcements first. I'm going to say, number one, I think our weed is not yet sold out. Dial 1-800-CANNABIS if you are in the Northern California area to get it. Also, we are at Whedon in Santa Ana, and we are down, I believe it's called Boulevard in San Diego.
Please.
And hit us up. We're trying to get it in LA stores. We've been so excited for the response so far. We got working with Last Prisoner Project. More information on that as it comes up.
Absolutely. And of course, for criminal justice conversations, listen to Abe Lincoln's Top Hat. We will have somebody on from the Last Prisoner Project to discuss getting every single individual who is in prison worldwide.
We're getting you out, dude. Out, bro.
For weed crimes because it's bull crap. Also, we have a few more tickets available for Red Rocks.
Yes.
Now, we
technically, we are adding tickets because we had sold out. And it might be at 20% capacity.
Sure, whatever.
But we sold out Red Rocks.
We're saying we sold out Red Rocks because technically we did.
Yep.
And we are not going to not say it because we don't have much.
We just need something to look forward to, but guess what? We got a new show coming to you.
We do have a new show. No idea what it's going to be, but hopefully it'll be fun. I know that it will be. No matter what, it'll be great to hang out with y'all. With Red Rocks, come, have fun, get drunk, or whatever. It's a big-ass stage, just so you know, or it's a big-ass venue, just so you know, so be prepared. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but we're going to scream and do the best we can.
Send us your Denver Recs, too, for whatever is open, because I am excited to eat places that are not inside of my home.
Apparently, Denver is a food city now.
Woo!
It's very, very good. Triple D has been there 4 times.
Can't fucking wait, dude. So make sure you love knowing that there are people on TV that are more miserable than you. And actually, it does help to know, right? That it's still just a job. Lelouch has got to check in every day until they force him to leave.
The grass is always greener. I would not want to change places with any human being, whether they be richer or poorer or whatever. And that's the way all of us have to feel.
You got to live your life. You got to live your life that was given to you. But also, guess what? You might be given one shade of life, but sometimes you got to choose to live a new life if you need it.
Sure, if you
got to break out of that life. You got to make your own life.
Not like go on the lam after killing your family. Is that what you're referencing?
You can.
No.
Okay. But laugh, knowing that they'll never find you, and that if you go into a small town and you just change your name and you become a short order cook, you can live anonymously for 20 years before they even think of coming and look for you.
If you committed the murders in 1953, I have a feeling they'll find you.
It's more difficult unless you go to Waikoloa, where the Mai Tais flow free.
How much drinking? Did you do a lot of drinking?
Yeah.
How were the Mai Tais?
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm burnt.
You look good.
You can't see my shoulders.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
My shoulders are all burnt.
You flew too close to the sun. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Magustalations.
Hail me.
Be safe out there.
Yeah. Be safe out there.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
You wouldn't take financial advice from a 72 hours in a single day alpha influencer, would you? Same goes if you're in a car accident or any accident. Who you choose matters. That's why Morgan & Morgan exists. They're the largest injury law firm in America, and they've built a reputation by actually winning cases, not just talking about it. Over 1,000 lawyers across all 50 states and $30 billion recovered. Injured? Go to forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast.
Hi, listeners. Marcus, Ed, and Henry here with a little bit of an announcement.
You loving all the episodes of Last Podcasts on the Left lately? Well, listen, now you can get even more from us.
Squeeze it out of us. If you want to hear new episodes ad-free and unlock access to Last Podcast on the Left 7 days early, subscribe to SiriusXM Podcast Plus on Apple Podcasts or visit SiriusXM.com/Podcast Plus to start your free trial today. Do it.